Terms Gangsta William, aka OG Diggity. I'm hanging out with the big homie Hankin TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, support the brother. We out here doing big things. It's all good, baby. Y'all see we free. We out here enjoying life. Wah! I want y'all to stop the violence, say no to drugs, and put these guns down. I'm out, baby. Gotta go.
This is a certified hood classic.
I used to be in my feelings, then I turned up and got a spot. I can't say how much I made in that bitch, I just know it was a lot. I don't care no more if she love me for real, long as she love my knot. They say, you hitting them with too much drip. I know I got a mop. I put my flow in the microwave, I know I got to blow, now it's hot. I was way too far ahead of my time, I had to slow down and stop. Before I pull up to the honeycomb, I got to go round the block. Looking in blind spots for any nigga think he on the low trying to plot. Go ahead.
Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Hankin TV, man. You feel what I'm saying? That's my boy. He put dope content over there.
What's up with this? Your boy JT. If I say I done it, I did it. I got a guest for y'all tonight. The owner of Mo Red Productions. She got an event coming up next month in Indianapolis. And she also gonna be educating us about her production company and tell us what else she got going on. She also about to start it in Atlanta. And where else did you say at?
Chicago.
In Chicago. Well, you can tell them about it more than I can. If you can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
Hello, good evening. My name is Stacey Johnson. I am the CEO and founder of Mo Red Production.
Okay, so tell people what Mo Red Productions is.
So Mo Red Production is a production company, but right now we focus more on promotion, events, event planning, management.
Okay, so we got a lot of content creators out there, authors, people that do music. So explain to them everything that you do.
So I do promotion. When it comes to promotion, I promote individuals, businesses, companies, events, songs, music. I do book releases. Not really nothing that I don't do. My thing was when you come here or when you hire us, whatever it is that you want to do, we want to enhance it and make it bigger than you could ever imagine.
Okay, so where are you? Where you from?
I am from the great city of Dayton, Ohio.
So
BYT.
where did you grow up in Dayton?
Well, younger years, I grew up in Vandalia. By the time I was 6th, 7th grade, West Side.
So
And
how was it for you?
high school, I graduated from Patterson. PCH for life.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So how was it for you growing up in Dayton? By you growing up in Vandalia, for the people that don't know, Vandalia is the suburbs. So tell people, which ain't a bad thing, but tell people how it was growing up for you, but also coming from the suburbs, going to school in the inner city.
So growing up in the suburbs, as a child, as a young child, you really don't know much of nothing. A lot of stuff is hidden from you. I think I probably thought my parents, had money. I don't know. By the time I got to 6th grade and my parents divorced, uh, that really showed me ain't got money like you think they got. And it was a culture shock. And some would think culture shock, well, you're a Black female. How is coming to the inner city a culture shock? Well, like I said, I grew up in the suburbs. So I learned a lot. I can't take nothing from moving from the suburbs to the city. The city, it really did it taught me a lot. It's survival of the fittest. If I didn't know how to fight, I learned how to fight.
Right.
I wouldn't change nothing. I wouldn't change nothing. So I feel like it made me pretty much a more well-rounded person. So it's not I'm this suburban Black female and just don't understand the trials and tribulations of being a Black female. So I would do it again. I would do it again. Um, my mother put me in sports. So sports kept me out of a lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. Whew. Uh my first couple of years in high school, I was at I grew up in Dayton View. First couple of years in high school. Uh we had fun. We had fun. That was when you could walk the great streets of Dayton View. Nobody bothered you. Let me back up though. Before then, as a young child, my grandparents lived in, it's called Bancroft Apartments now, but it was Washington Arms when I was growing up. So uh, I used I was 4 or 5 years old walking through the bass. Nobody bothered me. Nobody the old heads as we called them. Where you going? We wanna go get my aunt. Come on, we'll walk you, baby. Just they didn't want nobody to bother me. So Dayton, as little as I say, 6 city blocks long. It Small city with big city problems. That's what I say. And when they say Gem City, it really is. It's a lot of hidden gems in Dayton. It really is. Uh, my thing is, I want us, because Dayton is gonna always be my city, my community, for us to tap into our hidden. Don't be afraid, to get out and get into this big world. Move away from Dayton, even if it ain't nothing but for 6 month trial period. Move away from Dayton. Move away.
So that's one of the things that I try to focus on with people. I say it all the time. Dating, we got this negative stigma where people call it hating dating, but I'm trying to change the narrative and call it Hankin dating. But dating is full of gems, and we rich in history. You know what I'm saying? We rich in history with music, athletes, um, and for the urban community, it's the home of the Dayton Water Wheel that's so famous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I didn't know when you say Huber Heights, I thought you was just out there all your life, but you did have some interactions with the inner city. So for our youth, they got like a big stigma right now. That's in suburban. It's like the world is backwards. The kids
Hmm.
that's in suburban want to be in the ghetto. The kids in the ghetto want to be in suburbia. So one of the things you said that kept you away from that was your parents putting you in sports.
Yep.
So for our young people out there that's so from the suburbs that's so infatuated with coming to the inner city and getting entangled up with things, you know what I'm saying, that may lead them down the wrong path. What is some advice you have for them?
So for those that want to come to the, first of all, um, and I'm gonna watch myself very very carefully. There's nothing for our children to do. James, when we was growing up, there was the Western Center, there was the Dayton Boys and Girls Club. There was something to do. There was always something to do. So I think that's the biggest thing that could possibly or does, keep our children in trouble. They don't have nothing to do. Nothing to do. They do their homework. You go outside, and what is there to do? Get in trouble. That's it. It's nice that they fixing up, the parks and everything else, but what are you doing with the parks? The reason why I think a lot of people move to bigger cities like Atlanta and the state of Texas. Texas is not a city. And even Indianapolis, there's always something to do. Whether you're an adult, whether you're a child, there's always something to do. Human beings love to interact with each other. They really do.
So
So,
how did you start? Okay, go ahead, finish.
so for the youth, find you something to do. Find you something that you love to do. You was gonna ask me how I got started. So how I got started was, um, I'm the mother of 4 children. Oldest 25, youngest is 15, and there's 3 boys, 1 girl. So my daughter, she's adult. She'll be 21 in May. She she's a star. Like it's a natural quality for her. She was like 3 years old in church, just singing. They give her the mic, and she just a singing and a singing, and it's like, oh my god. By the time she was 5 years old, she started rapping. My now ex-husband uh, was a producer, so he would make beats, and she would, kind of rap over the beats. Her first rap was all over the place. It was everywhere. Me as her mother, I understood it. I understood what she was saying and what she was trying to do. So he worked with her son, and uh, I gave him a poem. It was called "Who Am I?" And for those that in Dayton, from Dayton, that's where that song came from. My poem, and the poem talks about who I was. And so I told them, I said, here, make this into a song. I didn't know. And I was in college, and I remember I got home from college, and they was like, all right, listen to it, listen to it. And the beat was very, very catchy. The hook was catchy. It was, who am I? Who am I, Patricia? Who am I? Who am I? My shape. Like, she started telling people who she was. She was the A student. She she was she was the A student. She was a great person. She loved doing homework. She loved playing sport. Like it really told you who she was. It was her bio, I guess you could say. And it took off from there. She went on Tommy Owens. Shout out to Tommy Owens. His show, not his show. He had a I noticed he have it every year. Talent show. And
Right.
one of my homegirls, she's like, how old is your daughter? So I told her, she was like, well, let her try out for this. And I was like, oh, she's like, just do it. So I took her, she, tried out for it, and they loved it. They loved it. And it took off from there. You had little kids, you know, bragging around talking about, who am I? Who am I? Her school loved it. Like it was a very, very big hit. It took her a lot of places. So as her mother, I had to become everything: her manager, her hairstylist, her chauffeur, her
Right.
wardrobe style. Like I was everything, and I'm like, it only makes sense to make it a business. It was gonna be a record company, so Mo Red was gonna be a record company originally. That's where Mo Red Production came from. It was gonna be a record company, and I started researching about a record company, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. That's too low. And I was like, okay, let's just stick with whatever I'm doing. And I had one of my homegirls. She told me, she said, you're great at promoting. And I'm like, okay. She was like, you got the gift of gab. I was like, oh, I guess that's a good thing. And I kind of ran with it from there. And I started promoting her, of course. And then there were other people who wanted me to manage them and promote them and blah blah blah. But what they didn't understand was what she was doing. She could do it anywhere. She did it in churches. She could do it at any event, and they had cussing and everything, so they couldn't do that. And so there were, some people that got upset with me and whatever. And back to my daughter. So I continued on with her, and she got to a point where, well, no, let me go back. The second year, she won again. This time, I asked her, I said, what song you want to do? She was like, I want to do something for my city. They've supported me. They've loved on me, mama. They know who I am. And she did a song called This Is For My City. Um, and it was about Dayton, Ohio. It took off. And like I said, I continued managing her, and we traveled Indianapolis. They was always calling her for Atlanta. She went to um, Lima. She everywhere. She was truly, truly everywhere. And she got to a point where she was tired. She was tired. And I said, okay, what you want to do? So she started acting. Well, by this time, everybody kind of knew me. And I'm like, okay, I can't just manage her, and that's it. What else can I do besides promoting? So, like I said, I started managing. I started doing events because I've always done my kids' birthday parties, and I know a lot of people. I started out with my kids' birthday parties too. Yeah, you can if you're great at planning, plan. And I did some events. I started Barnes and Nobles. I went to Barnes and Nobles, and it was a couple of authors who they started calling me an agent. I'm not an agent. I'm not an agent, people. Never have been a literary agent. I did the event for them, and I got them in Barnes and Nobles, and they was just so happy because they're like, we're never in Barnes and Nobles, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's their gift of gab again. So I think I called it Rising Stars. It was, my first event. It was something silly. And I got a couple of people from Dayton to come perform. As far as two people did poetry. Another person kind of read their excerpt from their book. So, and then the next year we did it again. And my daughter I guess I can say she phased out. She was kind of done. She did some acting, but she was just kind of done. She was By that time she was probably in high school. So I don't want to do this. I want to be bothered with my friends. Okay, whatever. And so Mama kind of took off, I guess, so to speak. And I started doing, like I said, a lot of management, a lot of events. Uh, and I'll fast forward to how I Write came out. So there is an awesome, awesome educator by the name of Kenya Akbar. Kenya was Young Star, that's my daughter. She was her uh, second grade teacher. But we met her when my daughter was in kindergarten. And what it was my daughter was an A student. And she used to tell my daughter all the time, I can't wait till, I get you in my class. I can't wait. I can't wait. You're such a smart young lady. And Kenya had wrote some, um, well, before that, she got my daughter in her class. She pushed her and pushed her. When I say Kenya is an awesome teacher and awesome, and like just a bomb and smart, super, super smart, beautiful on the inside as well as on the outside. And so fast forward, uh, Kenya had wrote a book and she had dedicated it to her grandbaby, Rain, her oldest granddaughter. And she knew what I was doing as far as the promotion and everything. And she's like, I want you to promote me, this, and that. And I did. And I had done, they call them book trailers. I call them promo trailers. And I was like, but you got to use your voice. And she was like, what do I say? Whatever you feel. So she kept saying, I write. And she was like, I write because A, B, C, and D. I write because, and I'm in the middle of putting it together. And all I keep hearing is, I write, I write. I heard everything else, but I just kept hearing, I write, I write, I write. Well, I always tell my clients when they bring their books to me, what else do you want to do with your book? And they're like, oh, I want to promote it. I want to sell it. Okay, what else do you want to do with your book? I don't know, make money. What else do you want to do with your book? I'm like, you don't see it as a movie, a TV series, a show, something, anything. And they're like, oh, that's a good idea. So before I did the first one in Dayton 6 years ago, like I said, I was in the middle of doing Kenya's promo and I kept hearing, I write. And I was like, that's great for an event. But I don't want it to just be about authors. I was like, I'll think of something. So I thought about, what all do I do? I said, I'm in the music industry, I'm in the book industry. I don't want to be in film. That's it. I write. Like, make it a whole little book event. Not book. Not book event, a writing event. A writing event. And the thing says, I write aspire writers and aspiring writers workshop. Just because you don't have a book yet, just because you don't have a TV script, a movie, write, just write. And I think once you begin writing, you'll decide whether you want to make it a movie, make it a TV, make it a book, make it a play, you make it a poem. You'll figure it out. So anywho, I did it 6 years ago in Dayton, and it was J.L. King, E.N. Joy, and Darrell Max, Big Mac, and it was a success. But being from Dayton, like I said, is gyms in there and small city, big city problems. I was ahead of my time. And 6 years later, I would say within the past couple of years, I've seen a lot of people doing these workshops. And I'm looking at it like, I did that 6 years ago. And I was like, you know what? I got to do it again. I have to. I really, really have to. Uh, and I decided to do it again, this time in Indianapolis, because I'm here. I'm here.
What does the workshop cover?
So the workshop covers, hold on.
We're going to flyer for the upcoming one she got coming. It's going to be in Indianapolis. I believe the date is April 22nd. All right. She must have took a bathroom break. Oh, there she go.
I'm sorry. So the workshop covers is going to be an author. So the author is going to tell you about writing, the process of it, and or trying to get your book out there, not just on one specific platform, but multiple. There's going to be a Q&A for each panelist. The other panelist, T Hunt, shout out to T Hunt from Dayton, Ohio. He's going to talk to you about music, the process of writing. Like everybody's going to talk to you about each of their genres of writing. So he's going to talk to you about music, maybe how he got started, platforms, and things like that. Now the headliner is he has classes, and in his classes he teaches you about turning your screenplays or books into TVs, movies, and that's what he's going to talk to you about. He's going to show you the process of it, and he might dibble in the finances of it a little bit. There's going to be lunch. I got to feed you. We're going to be there for a little while, so I got to feed you. And there's also going to be you get a book. So the author that is that's there, you get one of their books. I'm looking forward to this. I really am. It I think it's going to solidify my footprint here in Indianapolis. It really, really is. And I'm thankful that you allowed me to get on your platform, and talk about my event, even though it's in a whole, another city. It shows ain't no hating dating.
Right. I'm changing the narrative to Hankin Dayton.
Yeah, yeah, it's Hankin Day. We'll take that. We'll take that.
So who
But I
are
do
some of the
really
people? Who are some of the people in the industry that you've worked with?
okay. Let's see. Well, we'll start with the author industry, literary industry. So literary, I've worked with J.L. King, Ian Joy. Um, I worked with a awesome, awesome author. He's all the way out on the West Coast. Akil Victor. I worked with. I had a book club with Tiffany Forbes. She's in. I want to say she's in Virginia. I do believe. She's in Virginia. Yeah. And then of course I work with Kenya Akbar. I worked with there's a pastor by the name of Riley Thornton. I did his book release for Pretty in His Presence. Let's see who else. No more artists that I've personally worked with. A lot of them I do know, and they do know me. In the music business, of course, Big Mac, that's my big bro. I associated myself with he did the Millennium Tour. His name is Marcus Divine. They call him the Heat Miser. Yeah. I've worked with him. I've worked with Brand New. I think Brandon goes by Newski on the go. I did some work with Peabody too. Let's see. I think it on Facebook. I think it's Mitchell, Bars Mitch. I think on Facebook that's what it's up under. I did some work with him. Oh God, let's see who else. I got to meet a lot of people too. A whole lot of people. I did some management work with Vincent Ward. Vincent Ward, if you don't know, he's from Dayton, well, Trotwood, but he's from Dayton, Ohio. He's always done big things. Shoot, he's been in the industry 20, 25 years. Yeah. Yeah. He's like family. I did some work with him. I've I've been blessed to be able to come across, work with, and or associate myself with a lot of great people.
Right. So if people want to come to Mo Red Productions for management or promotions, what could they expect?
So, like I said, what you can expect is whatever it is. So, we work for you. So, that's one of the first things I'm going to talk to you about is what is it you want to do? Because if you have a book, you know, selling your book and promoting it, that's not enough. That's not enough. What else are you going to do with your book? So, we'll figure that out. We're going to do some traveling, hopefully. Uh, I'm definitely going to leave you with a whole different mindset. You can't think in the box. We don't think in the box over here. We just don't. There's not room for that. A box leaves you enclosed in everything. Mm-mm, mm-mm. That's that Dayton, Ohio in me.
Right.
You can't not in the box. I've had the pleasure of having your book. I own 2,000 books.
Wow.
Like they're mines.
I got a
And you
nice
best
I got a
believe,
nice
Mr. Turner,
collection.
yours, you already know that is.
I don't have that many, but I have
Yeah.
a nice collection
Yeah.
myself. So that's what the artists. So we
Okay.
have a lot of. It seems like Dayton. We have a lot of artists coming out, not just Dayton, just period. So what are some of the things artists could be looking for?
So artists, I'm kind of real particular on what I do when it comes to artists. Uh, to a degree, some of the same things. A lot of traveling. What are you trying to do? Maybe not saying that your music isn't good, but maybe you start off as an actor or actress first, and you go from there. That's that again, thinking outside the box. If people pay attention and look at the industry, that's what a lot of people do. Jamie Foxx, I'll take Jamie Foxx for instance. Jamie Foxx can sing his face off. He started out as an actor, and then he started doing the whole singing stuff. Because
Right.
by the time he got to the singing, everybody knew he could kind of sing whatever. He was big, so it's gonna sell. So you just have to don't don't come to us with just oh, this is the only talent I got. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's it. You're not looking to um I don't want to say make much money, but you're not looking to make much money. And you limiting yourself. You putting yourself in a box.
Do you know someone named Letitia Golson?
Who? Yes.
Okay, she says so awesome. I'm excited to hopefully work with you in the future. So
Thank you.
you're definitely doing your thing. One of the things I want to ask you for a lot of the authors out there, what do you see the state of the literacy game going?
So to study the literacy game, a lot of people, like I said, they're taking their books and they're turning them into. I feel like a lot of them are limiting themselves by only turning them into movies. Because when I read some of these authors' books, that's not. I don't see it as a movie. I see it as a TV series,
Right.
or I see it as a series when it comes to movies. Don't just one movie. You got a book, you could make at least two movies off that book. Trust me. And if you have a series of books, I'm sure it's TV series. I'm sure. Carl Weber has done a awesome job. He did the family the family business. He did the Black Hamptons. Like, yeah, he done a couple of movies too, but he's done TV series.
Right. So is anything else you're doing besides More Red Productions?
I asked myself. I'm gonna ask myself. Uh, I'm an actress myself. I've been in two movies. My first movie was Perfected Love with Vanshay Exclusive, which the CEO is Tequila Day, and that was what was that 2019? I think that was right before COVID, I believe. And then my more recent one was Two Wrongs Don't Make It Right, and that was it was originally a play, and he turned it into a movie. Daryl Easley. I played the secretary. You have to come and see it. Yeah, I'm not gonna give nothing away. You have to come and see it. I did. I went outside the box on that. That was a character I never dreamed of playing. But
So
and
the
then I did a PR for Mr. Got My Hustle Up himself, Jason Hampton, when he did the premiere down in Dayton. I think I was still living down in Dayton. I did the PR. I was did the red carpet. Shout out to Jason. Thank you. And yeah.
so the I write workshops. You see about the turn also add a children's edition to it.
I'm sorry. Can you say it again?
The I write workshop. You see about to add a children's edition to it.
Yes, I am. I'm going to add a children's edition to it. Like I said, Kenya Akbar is going to be the author on that. I haven't decided if I'm
So by
going to.
that being like a children's edition, common sense would say it'd be the opposite of the adults one. But what would for the children, was it authors, children that's in the music, children in the acting? I mean, what would it provide for them?
So I might incorporate it with. I did a I Entertain workshop with Vincent Ward, where he was talking to people about the acting and getting into it, and I did a children's and an adult one because I didn't want the adults with the children with the adults. So I might kind of incorporate both of them kind of in there what I write. And I feel like it's going to be a little different than the adults. But like I said, we have to give our children something to do. And sometimes you have to put something in front of a child because us as parents, sometimes we don't pay enough attention. I don't want to say no attention. We don't pay enough attention, and they'll show you. When I did the I Entertain, there's a young lady. Her mom is Carrie Farley. Shout out to Carrie Farley, Arthur Carrie Farley, which I believe one of her daughters wrote a book as well. But her daughter came to the I Entertain, and she after that she got signed on to an agency, and she did some acting. I believe she was in Jason's I don't know. I don't even want to say the name of it because that might be the wrong movie. But she was in one of his movies, and it's about getting results from being at one of my workshops. And like I said, with children, you put something in front of them, because when her daughter came, she was very, very shy, and her mom was like, she probably not gonna say anything. But she went back home to her mom, and she was a whole totally different child. She said, what did you do to my baby? We didn't do nothing. We just put something in front of her apparently she liked, and she took it from there. So it's about, like I said, putting something in front of our children, uh, and seeing what they like.
Right. So
After like fourth grade, they really don't. Reading is not in the curriculum anymore in our schools. So that's another one of the things about doing the workshops, especially for kids. They can come and they can write. You might be raising the next Toni Morrison. Who knows?
right. And why I ask you this next question? Look like at the bottom of your phone and
Mhm.
tap it where it say comments so you can see the comments. Because there's some people commenting to you, and I want you to be able to answer them.
Comment. You can still see me? Okay.
Yeah, I can still
It said,
see you.
hey. It says, so awesome, so awesome. I'm looking forward to this awesome
It's
event.
the last one from Melissa Purvis.
I really believe this is one of my callings to pursue. Stacey, holler at me. Yes, ma'am. I gladly will. I
So,
gladly will.
so I truly believe, and I know it, I see it every day, that the talent is here in Dayton. So, as
Mhm.
far as you being raised here and then moving to a big city, what do you see the difference in the entertainment? What is Dayton lacking?
Probably more togetherness, more unity. When Dayton had when we had that tornado, although it was a tragedy, I was so proud to be from Dayton. Like, I literally watched my city come together. And I was like, oh my God, that's what it's lacking. Yes, support. Whoever said that, yes, support, definitely support. It is. If you got a book, right? And I'm a promoter, how can we work together? You see what I'm saying?
Right,
And even if you already have a promoter, okay, well, me and the promoter can work together with you. Come on, what can we do both to help him? Just because somebody doing the same thing you doing, they doing it in a different way.
right,
You can understand their way and have respect for it, and they can understand your way and have respect for it. That's it. It really Dayton, I always say this, Dayton was Atlanta before Atlanta was Atlanta. There was a point in time you could not do nothing without coming through Dayton.
right,
From plays we done had so many movies shot around Dayton that we don't even know about. Um, Music, you couldn't, when they had the hair arena, everybody came through the hair arena. It was so many different concerts. Now they skip over little old Dayton.
right. And another thing I wanted to ask you, far as like now with social media, you know what I'm saying, the internet, um, a lot of promoting digital creators and stuff like that,
Mhm.
digital marketing. So, what are some of the things that set you aside from other people that's promoting and marketing?
So what I may feel set me aside from people market. I'm a people person, and I want to understand your vision. Have respect for what I say, because if you could do it, you would already did it. So work with me, and I'm gonna work with you, and we're gonna get this done together. Together. The clients that don't stay with me, we still have a rapport with each other. We still inbox and text and laugh and giggle on the phone. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Just because you're not my client anymore, you're not my enemy. So that's it. That's it.
So when
That's
do
what
you
sets me free.
so when is the events, the workshops going to take place as far as Atlanta and Chicago?
So for Atlanta, we're looking at July, and for Chicago, we're looking at August. We're
Okay,
looking.
then before we go, tell the people about the one we got coming up April, the one you got coming up April the 20th.
So April 22nd in Indianapolis, Indiana,
On
at the Bliss
26th.
Space, 8445. No, is it 8440? No, 8445 Castleton Corner. It is just right before you get to Fishers in Indiana. It's on the northeast side. It's the Bliss Space, 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We are accepting vendors, limited space. When it's time to do Chicago and Atlanta, of course, it's going to be way bigger. I done already had people, that's volunteering, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I wish she was on here. She not on my page. Shout out to my coworker. Called me today. I want to help. Yes, please. Once again, it is going to be at the Bliss Space, 8445 Castleton Corner, April 22nd, 2023, 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We will be feeding you. We will be feeding you.
And if for anybody want to get in contact with you for promotion, future events, stuff like that, a consultation, how can they get in contact with you?
So you can reach out to me via Facebook, whether it's on my MoRed page or my own personal page. If you would like to email me, it's MoRed Production, MoRedProduction @yahoo.com.
And what's the Facebook?
Facebook, Stacey Johnson, or MoRed. I think it's MoRed Production LLC.
So do you have any anybody you looking to work with?
You.
I ain't doing nothing
You.
now. I'm home base now.
We need to do something with this Hankin. Say TV series.
Definitely TV series.
Say TV series. Yeah. Um. Do I have any? I don't want to say yes, but I don't want to say no. Off rip, I can't say I've worked with everybody that I wanted to. Um, I would say for me, a couple of folks from my hometown. I want to do home first.
Right. And where do you
Is
see more? Where do you see more Red Productions at in the next, we'll say, 1 to 3 years?
And within the next 1 to 3 years, I see MoRed Production as a fully functioning production company. Meaning, we're going to be turning your books and plays into movies and TV series. We're going to hire multiple writers. They're going to learn how to do it themselves. Yeah, that's where I see it. That's where I see it.
Letitia said, get in contact with her when you get a minute. Get in touch with her.
I will.
And then one more time, tell the people where they can find you at.
Again, you can find me at Stacey Johnson on Facebook. MoRed Production LLC is the business page. Or you can reach out, email MoRedProduction @yahoo.com. That's MoRedProduction @yahoo.com.
That's what's up. Make sure you hit me up when you get ready to do the Chicago and Atlanta one so we can make
Yeah.
people aware of that one.
Definitely. I greatly appreciate you, Mr. Turner.
All right, I appreciate it. Just stay in contact. We're gonna make something happen.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
You know it. You know it. All right. That was Stacy Johnson of Mo Red Productions. She gave y'all her information. Make sure you tap in with her. Check out some of them workshops she got going on. I missed it. I was asked to be a part of this one, but I had some things going on. So hopefully I can catch it the next time coming around. If y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button. Stay tuned in with Hankin TV. I got some good stuff coming up. I got some more interviews come up this week. I really can't. I'm really waiting on somebody to confirm for tomorrow, but I know I got one coming up Thursday. Who I got Thursday? I'm gonna let y'all know now who I got Thursday, so y'all can come tap in. And if you ain't watched my some of my past ones, go through and check them out. On Thursday, I got Mr. Old School Rider from Atlanta. He also has a platform, so I'm gonna have him coming through. He's down in Atlanta, so it's gonna be some more networking for us. And like I said, man, go through, check out Mo Red Productions, supporter. Make sure y'all hit the workshops. Like I said, go back, check out all my old interviews. And if you got something you trying to promote, an event, an artist, it don't matter what you do, a brand, hit me up. Let's put something together, man. This is a networking platform. It don't matter where you from. It just ain't a dating thing. I just said, like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna at least give the people from my city, you know what I'm saying, the first opportunity to do it. But it's worldwide. So if you got anything you're trying to promote, push, share with the people, give knowledge, hit me up, and let's work together. Make sure to follow me on all social media platforms as well on Hankin TV, so you can know what I got going on, what interviews I got coming up, and what videos I'm gonna drop. I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.